have the grand finale today. And Raisin's gonna ruin everything. Grand finale. Phi's ending. The true ending. The stupid white room that I don't know what I'm doing. This is going to be the long haul. It may even involve snacks in between. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. Either way, I am here to jump right into this one. So I'd definitely like to get started. Hello! Base is going to be leveling and participating at the same time. I don't understand what's going on here. Neither do I. So no worries. There are winning and losing panels on the wall. The cube can help you figure out the winning panels. When the winning panels and only winning panels are highlighted in cyan, the system will activate. Here's how you find the winning panels. When you click a panel on the cube, it will display a number. Each surrounding panel will also display a number. This number indicates the number of winning panels that border each panel. So it really is like that. I used to play it on my dad's laptop. What's it called? Like Minesweep or something? It's not, obviously not Minecraft. What? Minesweeper? Good, come over here. This is all kind of, this has you written all over it right now. For example, the empty slots are losers and the full ones are winners. 001001122100112310001231000. What? Minesweeper. Close though, right. No, I know you did. I agreed. I said, oh yeah. Hypothetically, if the wall with the exit is the north wall, then the wall to the right of that would be the east wall, which would make the wall with the entrance the south wall. And the wall to the left of that would be the west wall. That would mean that a hint that appears on the west side would actually refer to the east side. Hint that appears on the north side would actually appear to the south, just to make things more complicated. Alright, cool. And east will refer to west. Adjacent walls don't provide hints for one another. Each hint is specific to that wall. That means that even after there are winning panels on the border with the adjacent wall, those panels will not be reflected in the initial panel's numbers. Okay. Note 3, there are a total of 8 puzzles hidden in the walls. Great. 8. Just in this alone. That's fun. Click on the floor to view this message one more time. After that, it will be gone forever. Crap. See, so there's like, so 2. Yes, 2, we like 1 here and here. 3 has all these. But, okay, this is gonna... What? Okay, so clearly there's nothing over here. It's all over here. All up along the sides over here. Corner. Down here. Like, these blocks. Said I used to play the game. I didn't say I used to be good at it. Yeah, no, come here. Or what? Says it's more fun for me to... Right. Is what I mean. And I have this on, you know, hard mode, so... What? I need something to throw at him. Okay. try putting... Oh, God. Wait. No. Make him go away? Okay. So I try putting that on... Okay, which wall? Oh, God. Stop. So it said the door of the exit's the south, right? So this would be south. Okay. Oh, is that... Okay. So stick with this one then. No, I wasn't trying to click on... Again. Oh, we can just look this up if we have to. Boop. Okay, so don't really worry about changing sides then. Just worry about the panel that's in front of you when you're working with the cube. I mean, they're all up. I guess it's just a matter of which one's still, in my opinion, don't make sense to me, but I've got pretty much everything right here. Okay. Not entirely sure I know the first. That was a... Okay. Yeah, there is more of them, but I'm not entirely sure how I got... Okay. So that's cool. Okay, so does this mean I need to scoot? Like, there's still nothing up here, but now you got one here. Like, all the way down. That would mean I need to jump over one, maybe. One's because of the one we brought out. What? So this actually isn't going to change, so I should sort of be able to build off of it. Well, no, see, now I need... Wait, so I don't need to still be... It accounts for itself or any... Next. Okay. Well, I don't need to... I thought the walls needed to switch. You said the walls would switch. Lies and slander. One. So the ones were for the left wall, right? Thinking this. Oh, I think I'm okay. Oh, okay. You can look around more by exiting. Looks like 4 purple books. Yay, purple! What? Did I upset you? Did I ruffle your petticoat? Staring now. I like my purple books. Nothing written here. I mean, all the pages are blank. Are the other books the same? I don't know, why do we just have 4 blank purple books? Really, like... The side of the cube you're facing in the moment corresponds to the wall you're facing. Oh, okay. Okay. Gotcha. All the places are blank, it's just... Well, there are some pictures put in between the pages back here. 3 of them, it looks like. Pictures of a blue die, pictures of a green die, and pictures of a red die. Okay. So I guess I just need to keep doing this doodad now. Okay, so this is going to be for the back wall. Still. Okay, so it's moved a little bit this time. He just starts giggling out of nowhere and it concerns me. I asked. It was my fault. Okay. But see, that makes a bit more sense. Now this one's incredibly frustrating. But it's all good. Stop bumping. Hey, comfy. This one's in for the long haul. Okay, but we got 1. We got 3. Okay. Bottom. Okay, I know I got those. Like this? Yeah, no, this one definitely sucks. Okay. Yay! I just want to get through this. Something just slid out from the wall. Another Roomba! You mean it's one of those exercise machines where you twist your hips around? No, I don't think so. This does look like a fitness machine to me. Kinda ruins it when you take it so seriously. This is, damn it. Can't remember. Good memory. The hologram thing. And the safe. Actually, I have to get a code out of this? Okay, well, that's... Getting the puzzles out is fine. It's getting the dice that's bogus. Oh, goody. Well, I'm getting this so far, and we've only got 1 more. Lots to... Doo, doo, doo. Great. I didn't think you hadn't been watching. What did you think I thought you were doing? This one. Bunch of darts? Or missiles? No, darts. Okay. Okay, green memory card. We can't get it out though. The glass is covering it. Well, shit. Okay. So we got darts. We have to play darts again? Is it just gonna make me play like every puzzle that I've played so far? Okay, so, right, dice. I see that it says dice, so I can understand that. Yeah, dude, this is that stupid pattern thing from that stupid light up place. Ah. Nothing happens if I touch them, though. Maybe something's missing. Like, what? I don't know. I've got darts. Does that help? Kind of an infinite device, but it doesn't do anything when I... Do I still have to do more of this crap? Am I really still down? There's a 4 there now. Ugh! I hate these! I've already done your puzzles. Go away! Like, which... Do I just start back over? Am I just back on... this wall? Where's the... Hold on. Okay. So that's an 8. 6. Okay, that's gonna be fun. Oh. There we go. Okay. So, am I supposed to actually do it? I guess I can't do anything with those yet? Oh. Here's the thing on the ground. I didn't see you down there. Nothing on the... Nothing left on the exit door wall. I guess these did. Oh, that was a good sport. Gotta be on this one. That one's pretty much, I mean, everything's pretty much full. So is it just this one? For now, work on this one. Yeah. Goody. Alright. It's actually each time. Well, no, I figured it was that much. It's gotta be. Right, I've been trying to click them off when I'm reevaluating them. It could just be freaking No, it's not really over. This one's gonna be. And this is only the first room, so, you know, that's a good indication. I was figuring it had to. Well, yeah, that would help. Okay, so that would be. Here, basically, yeah, one of the four that counts for the books. Bottom left has a lot of 4s. Oh, wow, there's 2 4s and 2 3s. Well, that's why I was thinking it was something like... Not, so... Like, I know it's gotta, like... Well, it's bound to happen. I thought I did. I thought I did. Okay, whatever. That's cool. Thank you. Hey, do you want to see the ending? God, how long did this room take you? So I still need 2 more cards. So this is... Okay, this is gonna be fun. It's like the only part you can actually interact with, but it's dark, there's nothing on it. Card slots underneath the screen, they look like they're the ones on the polling machines in the AV rooms. So that means we need to put some memory cards in here. And we can get them. So it's just more squares now. Where's that everything? Oh, did you? I didn't want to read too much into it or anything, so I just looked up. I know there's just a bunch of them in here. Now I'm just filling in the squares, though. Got everything's over there and a couple of... Oh, you're lit up over there. But... Oh, sneaky. Asshole. I don't even know if I'm supposed to be on that wall, actually. I feel like it's gotta be something else over here. I would hope if I was good with working with Okay. Form of the T? I kind of see what you mean. Wouldn't that be one too? Oh crap, man, I have no idea. Oh, well, that's what I was doing. Wasn't trying to click on that. I've tried them all. Then once it like upside down. That one, that's right. There's so many of these. That's what I thought. Okay. Four, 4, 3. See, I'm thinking something like that too. I'm just not sure. Two blocks. From the right wall? You're right. What? You're thinking the 2 blocks. I was thinking 2 up here, but that's left. Gotcha. I swear I thought okay. I think I'll start making a list of everything that I've tried to highlight before. No, go away. I don't want to look at you. Roll 6 dice to move them to where they need to go. The direction of each side of each die must be a specific pattern. Choosing which die you would like to move by clicking on it. You can roll a vertical or horizontal by clicking and dragging the mouse. Okay, yeah. I remember doing this. I always have pen and paper ready. God, there's still more to the walls. Okay. Is it above the dice at this point? Dice wall is fine. I mean, it could be. Okay, so is it above that door or is it over here? Okay, so I'm on the right one. Okay, and that's already taken up. This whole thing. Remember, the darts came from a different wall. Yeah. I still can't click on the tiles, like... That's where... No, that's what I'm saying. I understand that, but I still can't click on anything behind it, so this is all blocked out. I've looked this way. Yeah. Oh, above the dart. Those are the darts. What? Right side, okay. I might just like label them. Right side from what? The lag is real. Nothing, just by the time he says something, I'm like not, you know what I mean? So he says right, and he's like, no, right. I'm like, well, which right? I've turned like 3 times. My right or your left? What? I feel like I'm gonna have an easier time with the dice than I am the stupid walls. Eh. Okay. That's what I thought I did the first time, I guess. So this is the entry door. Unless that's what that is, because I thought that was all the freaking hologram thing. I thought those were the darts. Oh, that's not a screen! That is not a screen! That is not on. There is nothing to do with that. That is a gray slab of metal. Oh man, we're gonna get through this eventually. This might be a twofer. Oh, that's a stupid dart thing again. God help me. No, you idiot. Your computer screen. Oh my god, are there any more walls? I hate these walls. I hate these walls, and you want to go back to playing Final Fantasy, I'm sure. Like, how can you tell when they're done? Will this thing finally just go away? The 3 to the... Should have guessed that one. See? Everything keeps blocking me in. They are the only ones there. I liked that one. That one was fun. Oh, yay. All systems are activated! Yay! Well, it means the things in the walls have been activated. It means you probably didn't need to mess with the cube on the wall panels anymore. Thank God. Can we go to the dice now? Or does it matter where I start? See, they are gonna have to be in a certain order. So I just gotta flip them that way this time again, right? Like, we've done that. I have a concussion, my wall is broken, the neighbors are probably pissed, but we made it! Isn't that what counts? Because I just gotta... Right? Blue's gotta be a 5 and a 1? Ah, so it's gotta be, like, extra picky is what it is. Gotcha. Okay, well, this is just a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 on the 5th one down? Yeah, right there eventually. Damn. Five, right? 5. Go over 2 and up 1, and that has to be a 5. Oh, I was just gonna... Fine. I was just gonna figure it out. Green dice 1. Which one is 1? The green dice with a 3 or the green dice with the 1? That need to be a 2 and a 6. Supposed to go right. Literally can't go anyway that many times. 1, 2, 4. It has to go one way to even go this way. See my point? That's supposed to be for it to be a 2? So the S come out and then go right. The dice gave you at least a half an hour of trouble. Like I said, this might be a twofer. I just don't see how it wants it. It says right. Is it? Okay, so I'm just saying though, can't go right this way. Up, down. I mean, I literally have to go one way or another to start going right for 4 directions. Can't. I can move the red. Can I move this red? Can this move? Am I allowed to move something else so I can get something to move? Okay, well then that makes more sense. Alright. That didn't work anyway. I thought that wasn't right. Said, yeah, down. No. No, go back the other way. Eh. Oh, not mean to do that. This one. Four. Crabbing Vita. Good deal. That one. Right, yeah. 1, 2, 5. 1, 2, and 5. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing for a minute, I guess. Five down. Fourth go. Right in front of it. that one down pretty easy at this point. There's you. Again. That one. Back again. Blow it. I need 6. And the 2 is over 2, up 1 from that. Right there, actually. Yeah, you gotta move. Oh, the 6 isn't facing the right way, though. I just don't realize that. The 2... The 2? Maybe. 6 is not flipped the right way, though. Gotcha. That makes it. I want something like that. Okay. I was gonna start over then. I was just fidgeting with it. Okay. So I do have to move that red one out of the way and go that way. I still don't like... Right, down, left. Oh, okay. Okay, whatever. That's fine. That worked that time. Let's start this. Okay. Everything moved. So I just moved. Right. 5 and 2. That's how I gotta move again. Right. But how am I gonna to move that? Okay. Down, down. Okay, okay, I got the hang of it. Alright. Just move green over. It started there. Yeah, I got it. I think I do, anyway. Yeah, okay. Can't be at the... Oh, right, down, left, okay. No, right. Down, okay. That's not... Okay, there we go. And then blues. Yeah, right, left, you know, who passed though? Yes, I did. I was just seeing if you were paying attention. Clearly you passed. Okay. 1. Then we can finally, and we get to keep moving on. It's so exciting. The puzzles make the whole game so anticlimactic. I just want to hear the story. I just want to know what was going on. I don't care about your dice. It. What? What? That's not it. It's not facing the right way. You think we're gonna fly through the rest of the puzzles? No, this isn't right. What do you mean put green back? Oh. That, yeah, no, gotcha. I see. Ooh. And yeah, I hope we are. I'm glad you thought I could do it, because I sure fucking did. Sigma, there's a blue memory card over there. Thank God that was worth something. Yay! Alright, what are we gonna do next? Dart game? I need the dart. Try it out. There's only two ways to use a dartboard. Either you use it to hold pizza or you throw darts at it. Pizza is good. Get a score of 100. Throw a dart at a particular area, drag, and then release. Right. We have seen the darts before somewhere. Right! No, that's the whole point. That is the whole point. Okay, so I'm trying to get... Okay, at least I was a little bit better at these. A little bit better at these. So they're not in any particular order though, right? Just need to equal 100. Oh, look at that. Thank you. Oh, you were like, oh, okay. You're like, we are gonna get through this game. Oh, okay, that's why you... Well, I appreciate it. At least I knew there was some faith in me somewhere. Yeah, because I definitely remember doing this puzzle from earlier. So I definitely learned how to read these a little bit better. Raisin's the one who really used to play darts, though. Because that was really just a matter of actually knowing where, like... No, as it should be. You shouldn't have any. Dude, you had been trying to build me up to this game since way before I got to play it. You knew the failures so far long ago, it really shouldn't even surprise you. I'm a fair man. My high school voted me most likely to be a judge, you know. Great and all, but yes, we need that. Now we can get the green memory card. Feel like you're in a heist movie. Should have worn a catsuit? I think I just threw up a little. Besides, everybody in a heist movie wears a sweet suit. Meanwhile, Tenmyoji wants to wear leather. Uh-huh. Your point? I didn't tell you I was good at Minesweeper. I said it looked familiar. Hexagons? I would almost hope so, really. Stuff all in the hexagons this time, too. Okay, so I've got to turn all those into... Yeah. Okay. Make it a V, basically, but you guys get the little triangles. Don't judge my life! Ever. Me? What? Ever. Yeah, like I said, so that being said, this may have to be a twofer. Told Raisin earlier, it can take upwards of 5 hours, just depending on how long the puzzles take, and we forgot to account for the fact that I suck, so... I'm not sure what to call this. A cabinet? Not every day you see a cabinet like this. It looks like each of the cubicles has something in it. One on the left looks like a binder, and the one on the right looks like you got a red memory card. Punch through them! Don't. This is reinforced glass. The only thing you're gonna do is break your hand. Two shells, one is a binder. So do I not do the puzzle from here, I guess? Okay. We have done this puzzle somewhere before. Wait, I was just trying to turn them the same color? I thought I was trying to make the V. Thank you, Manny! Appreciate your host. Gonna be a fun evening. Aw, happy 420. So he's trying to turn everything red, I guess. I can only do it in 3 moves? Don't worry, Manny. Things are happening. Oh, and 5. Oh, shit. I didn't even mean to do... Okay, start clicking stuff. Okay. 5 moves. Okay. Oh, wait. Really? Oh, never mind. Look! I did a thing! That was exciting. Did I solve it? I guess so. Did that make up for Minesweeper at all? I didn't even look at your... I'm ignoring your help because I didn't even look at it until after I was done. Huh? Let's have a look in that binder. It's only a single piece of paper. It says Q Chamber Special AB Game. Great. Now I'm just relieved. Oh man. Okay, so can I go plug all these in? I'm a little proud. Just a little bit though. It's all I get today. Looks like I turned it on. Oh, what sweet hell is this? Us, A, and B are all pairs consisting of 2 people. C, D, and E are solos consisting of a single person. I need to start writing all this down. Okay. First, move the pairs A and B to the blank areas on the left pair. Next, move C to the blank on the areas. So solo, you can move this line. Okay. Pair to solo aligned vertically with the S between them. AB game. Oh, so it's a simulator AB game. All right. You can still move icons after you've placed them. Once an opponent has selected the game will begin. I'm shedding wildebeest. Nuts. Choose the vote for the us pair, either ally or betray. I guess us being us. The result of your match will be displayed along with the results from the other teams. If the correct number of people reach the target BP after playing 3 rounds, the game will be completed. Okay, well, yeah, first thing I said I need to do is move everybody down here. Did I click on the... Okay, yeah. 3 people will definitely choose ally, 3 people will definitely choose betray. 1 is a mysterious mirror man. He will always do whatever his opponent does. Oh, okay. First answer, strive for 9 with 6 cooperators. So everybody gotta get 9, okay, obviously. Second answer, must be the only ones to surpass 9. Okay. So someone's always going to choose ally, someone's always going to choose betray, and somebody copies whoever their opponent does. Hit ally first. Okay. Well, then that's easy. That sees the copycat, obviously, because they copied us. So, I mean, just based on that, A and E. Yeah, A and E betrayed, and B and D ally. So now we're trying to get him to 9. Do I actually need to betray, or you trying to get me figured out? Because that's right, isn't it? I mean, just based off the numbers. Okay. Okay, now I'm proud. Well, good. I tried. That's just a matter of actually getting everything to add up, so I can at least figure that much out. Doopa-doopa-doo. Wait, I guess so. Am I actually trying to get everybody to 9? Okay, so just start over, basically. Alright. So basically I need to pair them up, because C can be... Okay, so they still have to stay in the solo, but they can switch up. So if A is going to betray, then I need to hook it up with E? Right? Right. We just keep... Okay. Yay. I mean, then we just do that over and over? I like... Wouldn't that just keep bumping it up? So it was more just a matter of figuring out how to line it all up. Okay. Yay! I'm not totally faithless. Oh, yay. I assume there's gonna have to be a way to get the secret file, though. The code. Now for the secret only weak. Okay. So we need a constant ally. Gotcha. Yay, safe password. Okay, well it has to A and B is up here. We need a constant ally. We need D. Oh, nope, that didn't work. Because he's already at 9. Never mind, alright. You're right, I can't let her. Wait, what letter? What? And B with D. Okay. Wait, really? E betrays all the time. Oh no, but E with B. Yeah, there we go. Put A. And we take C? And betray? Wait, so do I need D again? Okay. Betray everyone! Why'd you tell me to betray if we need a constant ally? Yeah, so do we take D again or take C this time? So D again. Gotcha. And then just ally again. Okay, yeah, so I was trying to do the math. Yeah, okay. Well, we got 10, but that works too. Okay. Oh, yay. Only an hour and a half later. Come here safe. The last safe. Yeah, and now on to shit tons of dialogue. Is that more Accelavir? First off, our Ambidex room keys to play the AB game as many times as we want. 2 bottles of Accelavir. Oh, thank goodness. I don't know what to say. Quark is gonna be okay. Is he crying? And our key. Best app. No, you haven't. See a button or a card slot or anything? Not a lot we can do if we can't turn it on. That's fine, I'm trying to do this. Alright. Let's get the hell out of here! No, don't actually click on the door. No, more of that! Oh, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, stop that! Jeez, one more time. 3, 2, 1. See, I kinda like Tenmyoji.
Huh, it opened.
I don't know how bad are the puzzles gonna be in Ultra Despair Girls.
We should get back to the Flore warehouse then.
Hey, wait, did you guys
What?
hear something? You didn't hear it? It came from over there. It sounded like something turning on. See, I told you the screen wasn't on
You're right.
before.
Guess it was set to turn on when we opened the door.
It looks like an authentication screen.
Oh, yeah, no, probably.
I think we need to put in an ID and a password.
Yeah, but what?
That was when I noticed the illustration. A lion is eating the sun. The lion is eating the sun. Memento mori, remember death if the ninth lion ate the sun. Yeah, you know, everywhere. Agreed, which is the least I could do, right? This is the real ninth lion. But if that was the case... So we're on the ninth lion, so we are about to... Hey, kitty! How's it going today? Glad you could join us. We're doing the finale. Oh, well, hell, which one? Dude, this game makes you remember crap from, like, all freaking over the place. Like, which code is it this time? Really? Oh, I was trying to hit backspace, not check. I was joking. Good God. Oh, yeah. What I thought it was last time. No, I know, no. No.
Sigma,
Yes?
look!
I am. Oh, hi.
Akane.
Yep.
Her name is Akane Kurashiki. They've been looking for her for a very long time.
No. I doubt things anymore. No. That was a joke. He walked towards her slowly, carefully, almost as if he was afraid of scaring her away. He reached out.
She's a hologram.
Then Miyoji squeezed his eyes shut.
Akane.
He closed his hands around empty air and left it to fall on his side. There was a moment of sad silence, and then she began to speak.
I see you finally arrived. I've been waiting for you. Well, I suppose that's slightly inaccurate. What you see now is a holographic message I recorded before you came here. Unfortunately,
I don't blame you for getting
this means
scared.
I will not be able to answer your questions, at least not directly. I hope you will understand. Now, where to begin? You probably have a great many questions. What day is it? Where are we? Who is Zero? And what does he have to do with Akane Kurashiki? But I imagine there is one question that rises above all the others. Why were we brought here? The answer to that is simple. Everything that has happened here is part of our plan. All of this was required for the success of the AB project.
So why is she doing anything like this after surviving the first, well, not even the first one, the second one? It's
In any
weird.
event, you were all needed in order to execute our plan. The nonary game was necessary for the same reason. Your question now, I imagine, is just what is this AB project? The answer to that is also simple. Allow me to explain. We created the AB project for one purpose: to transport the consciousnesses of two people into the past. Those two people are you, Sigma, and you, Phi.
Right. You mean the past. The moment the words were out of my mouth, I realized no one there could answer the question. Not Phi, not Ten Miyoji, and certainly not the pre-recorded hologram.
Have you figured out what this room is? I assume you saw the Q on the door. It stands for quantum. That makes this the quantum room.
Took me a moment to realize she'd changed subjects without even pausing. There was nothing we could do, of course, but I still felt like a twinge of frustration.
Take a look at the rear of the room.
Total hype!
Do you
Definitely.
see that large enclosure?
Yes.
That houses our quantum computer. The systems that control this entire facility run on that machine. That includes the construct you refer to as Zero Jr., as well as the golems. All
Gotcha.
of them do their thinking in that box. Isn't that strange, though? It seems contrary to how we perceive the world, the body. The thing that you see and interact with is somewhere else. But the mind and all its thoughts are in this box.
It's all in the box.
Perhaps
box of
it
power.
isn't so strange, though. Perhaps humans are the same, with our minds and thoughts existing separate from our bodies.
Yeah, it's Akane. Old Akane.
Core is in our head, of course. We all have individual brains, think individual thoughts, and act according to individual wills. That makes communication difficult, though. So, we're forced to rely on inefficient mediums, like language, photographs, non-verbal cues, etc., to transmit information.
Okay.
Each one of us is an individual, and we have no direct connection to anyone else. But is that really true? In the dimensions we are most familiar with, yes, it is. If we look at things from another higher dimension, however, we may all be connected after all, like the branches of a tree or a rhizome. Imagine a horizontal cross-section of the root system of a large tree. All you can see are the spots where the roots intersect the plane of your cross-section. In the two dimensions you see, the roots all appear to be individual things with no connection to one another. But this isn't the case. If you expand your view and look at the root system in 3 dimensions instead of only 2,
Right.
you see the truth. All the roots join together at the trunk. In 2 dimensions, they appear to be separate.
Reminds me of the 2D part of Futurama where they go to Flatland.
Dimension,
I liked
you
Flatland.
see, things that might appear to be separate from one another in 3 dimensions could be connected to one another if you look at them in 4 dimensions. Doesn't that at least seem like it could be a possibility?
Yeah.
I believe that is how human consciousness actually works. Well, I'm not the only one, I suppose. Zero and I share that belief.
Morphogenetic field theory.
Then Miyoji mumbled something that sounded like nonsense. Opened my mouth to ask him what it meant, but Akane was already talking again.
Now, when I talk about a 4th dimension, I'm referring to the 4th dimension used in Minkowski space-time. Let's start with a single dimension.
Gotta get sciencey.
Where all that exists is a point. Connect points to one another, and you have a line. In 1 dimension, the
Sure.
only surface you can create is that, a line.
Yeah, Flatland.
But move to 2 dimensions and create more lines, and you can create shapes. These are 2-dimensional surfaces. Move up to 3 dimensions, and you can connect these shapes to one another and form 3-dimensional objects. Now you have a 3-dimensional surface, which encompasses a volume of space. Connect 3-dimensional objects to one another, and you formed a 4-dimensional object, which encompasses a volume of both space and time. It is on that 4th dimensional axis that our minds are connected.
Alrighty then. Did everybody get that?
If that
Anybody need to
was
take notes?
true,
We're moving on?
then
Alright.
what would prevent anyone from sending their consciousness backward or forward in time? That theory is the foundation of the AB project. The A represents after, and the B represents before.
The After Before project?
It probably sounds silly to you. A ridiculous story made up by a mad old woman. But look at what's happened to you. You've seen many different worlds and timelines, haven't you, Sigma?
Oh yeah, lady.
And what about you, Phi? I know you have too.
I don't know about her.
Tenmyoji should know what I'm talking about as well. I believe you experienced something very similar nearly half a century ago. You sent your consciousness to the past to help save a little girl's life. It was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but
huh.
perhaps you still remember.
Yeah, of course I do. How can I forget? That little girl was you, Akane.
Right. Suddenly, it felt like Phi and I were outsiders trespassing on something we'd had no right to see. Tenmyoji's face was taut with emotion as he looked into Akane's eyes. Seemed almost as if she was looking back at him.
Now, unfortunately, my time is up. The final stage of the project will begin very soon. I need to go prepare. The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me.
What, so she's not really dead?
One last thing. The cat in the box. Is it
Schrodinger's
alive,
cat?
or is it dead? Sigma? Phi? You will decide its fate. Goodbye.
Wait! Akane, wait!
Oh, Tenmyoji.
What the heck?
I can almost see you. You don't need to worry. Everything is going to be okay. I will see you again one day. I promise. But I'm going to have to ask you to wait just a little longer.
Wait! Akane!
And then she was gone. Tenmyoji collapsed to his knees, his back hunched and shaking. I saw tears land on his white knuckles fist as he pressed them into his thighs. Poor guy. I kept quiet. What was there to say? Phi and I looked at one another and nodded silently. With a shaking hand, Tenmyoji pulled a photograph out of his pocket. It was a picture of a girl. After all that we'd been through, her smile was enough to break your heart. We made our way to the warehouse on floor A and met up with the others. It took only a few minutes to decide to head to the infirmary. So we're going to back and forth here for a minute. I know, I love how they bring Schrodinger's cat back. As soon as we arrived, we began to treat Alice and Quark for Radical 6. Gave Luna the Excelsior that I'd found in the queue room and she quickly prepared it. Everybody happy! Injecting Alice and Quark.
Thank goodness. It will take some time for them to recover completely, but they should be fine.
Good.
Indeed.
Thank you, Luna. And thanks for finding the medicine, you guys. Thank you so much.
Don't sweat
No
it.
need to thank us.
Tenmyoji said nothing, just walked over to Quark's unconscious body. He took the small boy's hand in his own and held it tight. I could see tears at the corner of his eyes as he turned away from us. Well, this is the true ending, so we've backed up all kinds of stuff. Suddenly I remembered Dio. Where had he gone? It didn't take long for me to find him. He was sprawled, unconscious on the floor beneath the sink. Handcuffs?
Oh, we found those in the crew quarters. Before you returned, we went to check on the bomb in room 2, and we found them there. Of course, the bomb was indeed turned off. Thank you again for dealing with them. You are, quite literally, lifesavers. You have my eternal gratitude.
Aw. I coughed awkwardly and looked pointedly around the room. I glanced over at Phi to see what she was doing the same thing. After that, we headed back to the Floor A warehouse to play the AB game. Specifically, me, Phi, Kay, and Luna. Clover and Tenmyoji decided to remain in the infirmary just in case anything happened, while Alice, Quark, or Dio. Luna was represent Clover's team. With Quark and Dio sleeping, Kay would represent their team by default, which left me, Phi, and Tenmyoji.
No,
You
I'll
should
let you
vote.
handle it. I chose Betray in the last round. You probably don't trust me right now.
What? That doesn't
Excuse
matter
me.
now.
I apologize for interrupting, but I think you should be the one to vote in the next round, Phi.
Why?
Gotcha.
You already have 9 BP. There's no reason for you to choose Betray now. You see?
Hey, you're acting like I might actually try to betray her.
Not necessarily.
What does it matter what he's suggesting? We're almost there. We just have to play the AB game 3 more times. Then we can all get 9 points. But that means each representative has to choose ally all 3 times.
Right.
Okay, I'll vote. You sure you're alright with this, Sigma?
Yeah, I trust you. I handed her the star key.
Shall we?
Right. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like we pretty much have to ally the rest of the time.
An ambit 40.
Oh, right. We have to wait for the deadline.
Oh, well, we could vote earlier, but then each voter would be stuck inside the AB room for 45 minutes.
Okay.
Really.
Let's go back to the infirmary then.
I agree. Please, lead the way.
Yeah, it takes care of it for us.
Hold on. I just remembered something. The AB room on the
What?
left, in one of the other histories,
Oh, yeah. Right. Akane's body was in there. What does this mean? Why did we find her body this
maybe
time?
because she wasn't murdered.
That's what I was saying. But how? When did history change?
Do you remember what Akane said?
The
I
cat
thought she was
in the
alive.
box. Is it alive or is it dead, Sigma? Fine. You
The Schrodinger's cat
Exactly.
thing. I wonder what she meant by about us deciding
Perhaps
its
she was
fate.
saying her own fate wasn't decided yet. The
Huh?
history where she's alive and the history where she's murdered are both real right now.
No, that's impossible. We've already opened the box. We opened the door to the AB room and there was no body.
We haven't opened the box. We haven't found a body, but we haven't found her alive yet either. In other words, we haven't actually observed her. The hologram was a recording from before this game started.
The next time we meet, I can tell you the rest of the story. So come and find me. I'll be waiting.
Dang, she's alive. Where was Akane now? Where was she waiting for us? Or what if she wasn't anywhere now? What if she was waiting for us in another timeline? Or what if she was waiting for us in the past? What was even possible? If she was... And then we exploded. Wait, to be continued. New destination added to the flowchart. What? Where? What? Holy crap. Do we have to start all the way back up here? What? Oh, well, okay then. Where the hell? We gotta do all this again. I'm really confused.
No, this is one of the AB rooms.
What the hell is the AB room?
Damn, I guess you did lose your memory after all.
Memory? Okay. Okay, starting to kind of piece all that together. I remember. You're Phi. Oh, thank God. When is
Check your
this?
bracelet.
A red pair. BP is 3.
Mine's the same.
Does this mean this is the beginning of the game? We've already gone back to when we first woke up in the AB room?
No, not quite. I think we woke up a little earlier this time.
How do you
Push
know?
the buttons on the side of your bracelet.
2 hours, 15 minutes?
We didn't wake up this long before the primary doors opened last time. I think we're about an hour early.
Wait a minute, if you're
Yeah.
right...
Akane might still be alive. We got back before Dio killed her. I think. Right.
Then...
We're here for one reason.
Alright. To stop her from getting killed.
Exactly. Don't
I
need
need
to
to
tell
get
me
here
twice.
fast.
Let's go.
There's more? Didn't we already do this one? Wait, so can we not just... I mean, do we not already have the answers for these? Yeah, try using the same escape pass. Right. Safes. So... Elevator. So is it the elevator one? Okay, elevator, gotcha. Okay. Okay. Alright, that'll do. Grab the cracker! Don't you mean the key? How did you get cracker? And no need to yell. I know, you don't need to ask every time. 10, 9, 8, 1, go! Hey, you pushed the button! Bite me! You were taking too long. We're on a schedule here. You found it! I did find it. Hey, you found it! High fives. We're all good. High fives. Fine, I climbed through the hatch out onto the top of the AB room, and it only took us a moment to spot them. Aha! Behind her was Dio. He was moving quickly and quietly, a knife glinting in his right hand. There was no time to yell to her. I scrambled down from the top of the AB room. Vi wasn't following me. When I looked back, she was still standing on the roof. Vi, what the hell are you doing? Get down here! Before I could finish, she moved. She ran across the roof, launched herself into the air, and plowed into the back of Dio's head like a boss. Bless you.
He's fine. Just unconscious.
Bent down and held my fingers in front of his mouth. He was still breathing.
I don't think he saw me. He probably has no idea what happened to him.
Guy went down like a
He
sack
had
of
it
potatoes.
coming.
I heard footsteps coming to the... Yeah, come to a stop right in front of us. I looked up, and it was Akane!
So you came.
She looks
I've
really
been
terrible. Like,
waiting
she looks
for
creepy.
you. You're here to hear the rest, right?
Wait, just wait a minute. What the hell is your deal? How can you be so calm? If we hadn't shown up just now, you'd...
Have been stabbed in the heart by this young man and died. Yes. Although, that reminds me, I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you very much. I very much appreciate you saving me.
What?
Hold on. How do you know about being stabbed by Dio? Are you an Esper too?
Yes, indeed I am. I am able to jump through time, just like you.
Then what the hell were you thinking? If you knew he was going to stab you, why were you going to let him do it?
Because I had to.
You what?
Think back. Why are you here? If I hadn't been killed by Dio, no one else would have been murdered. Consequently, your own abilities would never have manifested. I did explain, didn't I? The purpose of the AB project was to send the two of you to the past. Or
Which
your
we've
minds,
accomplished,
at
I
least.
guess.
In order for that to happen, some death was necessary. When a human brain is faced with danger, its processing speed increases. Information is processed more quickly, and time almost seems to slow. A few seconds can feel like an eternity. Unfortunately, that in itself isn't enough to send oneself through time. The amplitude of the consciousness is simply too small. In order to increase the amplitude, we need to slow down the brain before the increase happens. It's a little like a slingshot.
Hey, we had one of those.
You pull back on the rubber band and then let go. The potential energy you stored in the band is released and converted into kinetic energy. That's what fires the bullet out of the slingshot. Now, while a slingshot can only fire in one direction, your mind isn't similarly limited. When the bullet of your consciousness is fired from the slingshot of your brain, it travels past the three-dimensional world and into the four-dimensional one. From that perspective, time is no longer fixed. In other
Gotcha.
words, you can travel to the future, the past, whenever you like. Your consciousness has been released from the three-dimensional cage. In order for that to happen, I had to infect you with
Really?
Radical 6.
Whoa.
We're
what?
infected with Radical 6?
Yes. Don't you remember, Sigma? Luna should have told you about it in another timeline.
Are you sure? Infecting all of these people with such a horrible disease?
Every single one of you has been infected. Well, apart from Luna, of course. Unfortunately,
Well,
it
thanks
was
for my approval.
necessary. We needed to slow your minds in order to store up your potential energy. Then we provided a dire situation that would accelerate your processing speed. The
Right.
result is what you are now experiencing.
So why'd they start doing?
Your consciousness now occupies four-dimensional space-time. Even that, however, wasn't enough. You had the ability to travel, but your memories could easily be lost during the trip. If the project was to succeed, you had to be able to retain everything you learned in each reality. That was the reason you were forced to jump so many times. With each jump, your ability to remember improved. Eventually, you
Yeah,
would
makes
be
sense,
able
actually.
to retain everything. That is why we made you play the A-B game.
And bounce around a whole
That
bunch?
was why you had to select different chromatic doors. By forcing specific choices, we could cause you to make more jumps.
Gotcha. This is all your fault. I get it. I think I finally understand. Well, okay, there's a lot of things I still don't understand, but all of what you told me makes sense. You did all of this so that Fi and I could jump through four-dimensional space with our memories intact,
Yes.
right? But why did you need us to do that? People have died for this. I mean, let's count how many different ways people died. Murdered, antimatter, explosions, suicide. I've died. So has Fi. So have you. So why would you do all this? What does it matter that Fi and I jumped through the
Haven't I
time?
told you? Death was unavoidable. You are all destined to die. Sacrifices had to be made for the sake of the project.
Doesn't sound like Akane. I already know all of that. What I'm asking you is why? What is so goddamn important that it's worth all this?
I'm sure you'll figure it out eventually.
What? Just when is eventually?
In a future not very far from now.
Bullshit, that's not good enough. Why can't you tell us now? Instead of answering, Akane knelt down next to Dio and picked up his knife off the floor.
I'm going to keep this with me.
Don't change
But
the
it's
subject.
almost time.
What are you talking about? We've got plenty of time.
No. In a few moments, you'll return to the original timeline. This is the way it has to be. Don't fight it. Logomorph.
Yes.
Logomorph? What?
Logomorph?
You call him Zero Jr. His official designation is Logomorph. Logomorph, this is an order.
He's back!
Unlock my bracelet.
Compliance.
He's adorable.
Now, everything is in place. I have put the bracelet onto Dio. All we have to do is place his body in the 5th AB room, the second one from the right.
That's the one Quark is in, right?
Correct. I will move him. I will also put your bodies back into the 3rd AB room. Once that's done, I will reset its puzzle to an unsolved state.
Why do you need to do
To
all that?
recreate the history that you remember. Your consciousness is about to leave your body and return to the future. Your body will be emptied, and your other consciousness will jump back in. If your bodies aren't
Okay,
back
trust
in the
that.
3rd AB room by then, it would be bad.
So you're saying some version of us is going to wake up in that room and repeat the same history again? Well, I guess this could actually be our 2nd or 3rd time.
You are exactly correct. Lastly, I'm going to leave this with you.
Paused and pulled something out of her pocket. Ooh, small key attached
I'll
to a
tie
string.
it
I like
onto your ankle.
These are always good.
So that you won't lose it. All right, Sigma?
Ankle? What's it say on there?
Tu fui ego eris.
Tu fui!
It's Latin. It means, what you are, I was. What I am, you will be.
Yes.
What am I supposed to do with
It
it?
will help you meet someone who's very important.
What? Yeah,
Go.
great.
Return to the future. You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
Thanks,
Now
Grandma.
hurry.
Wait! No! And another to be continued. Is it just gonna keep making me jump around? So now I come back down here, I guess, yes? Now we filled all that in.
Oh, looks like you're awake.
Where'd I go? Is this the infirmary?
Why are we here?
Do you know what happened at the AB gate?
Kay and I went back to the infirmary, but
We waited and waited, and the two of you never returned.
so we went to the warehouse to check on you.
We found you passed out in front of the AB rooms.
Kay
Oh,
and I
okay.
hurried back here with you.
I looked over at Fi and met her eyes.
You mean
remember?
what happened a long time ago?
Yeah, you got him pretty good, huh?
Yeah, I remember all right.
Hey, what are you guys talking about?
Quark!
What am I? Chopped liver?
Back
Good,
among the
Alice.
conscious and not psychotic, huh?
Yeah, thanks. Grandpa told me what you did. Thanks for finding the medicine for us.
No problem, all in a day's work. Although I wouldn't mind a little swimsuit
Really
action.
grabbing at straws here, aren't you?
Hey, I wasn't talking to Quark. That was an offer for
Not
Alice.
really my point.
Whatever. Forget about that. Now that you guys are awake, all we gotta do is open the number 9 door.
What are you talking about?
Look at your bracelet.
It says 10. I have 10 BP.
I've got 15 BP? That means I got 6 more points while I was out.
But how?
You've been asleep for more than 2 hours. We've played the AB game 3 times.
Oh, damn. 3
Yes.
times?
Of course, the color and group assignments were shuffled around each time.
So I thought we were actually going to have
But
to
no
do
matter
all of
who
that, so that's
voted,
kind of nice to know.
Everyone chose Ally.
Right.
And now all of us have enough to leave.
Yay! I was stunned. How had everyone cooperated long enough to raise all of our BP past 9? Was it because Akane hadn't been killed? Without a death to start things off, maybe we'd been less suspicious of one another. Or could the bombs have been something to do with it? We'd all joined forces against Dio, and Fi and I had been able to disarm all of them. All of us had banded together against a common enemy and overcome a tremendous threat. Perhaps that had strengthened our bond. Which, I had to admit, would be somewhat ironic. After all, Dio had planted the bombs that forced us all to work together against him. This must have been what Akane was talking about.
Haven't I told you death was unsac?
Come on, let's go! Let's open the door and get out of here!
Wait, what about him? After some discussion, we decided to leave Dio behind. Alice was the only holdout. She'd complained about wanting to take him back to her superiors, but after I mentioned they'd come back to investigate after we escaped and deal with Dio then, she reluctantly complied.
All right, let's get going.
Slowly but surely getting there. Alright, everybody ready? I'm gonna open it.
Yes, just get on with it.
Everyone else swallowed and nodded. I grabbed the lever and pulled down. Let's go, everybody! Gadoosh.
The number it will.
Alright, everybody, let's move. I didn't need to tell them twice. The room inside was clearly a loading elevator. It looked sort of like a large plate on top of a human pedestal. We ran to the center of the plate and turned around. The number 9 door stood wide open.
1 0. The number 9.
Excitement!
The number this thank as the
We're gonna get there. Here we are. Looks about like where we just came from.
Looks like we did it.
Yes, we should keep moving.
I agree. Beyond the door was a wide hallway that ended with a very solid wall. To the left, we found a very familiar looking door. We pushed it open and went in. Yep. All the suits again. The pressure exchange chamber.
You know what this place is?
Yeah, sort of. This whole facility is pressurized, apparently. I think the idea is to keep the air outside and consequently the virus from getting inside. That means if we want to go out, we have to go and decompress so we can match the outside air pressure. First room here is where you prepare for going into the actual pressure exchange room. You see all those suits on the wall? I figure we need to put those on and head into the decompression room downstairs.
Whoa! Hold on a minute. You're saying the air outside is full of that horrible virus?
Yeah, that's what it seems like. Of course, according to Akane, we were already infected with Radical 6, so the whole room seemed a little pointless.
Why? How did all this happen?
Did they?
No, that's not possible.
We've come this. Let's go outside. There's no way to know what's really going on until we do.
All right.
I agree. No one else objected. We all donned the protective suits and headed downstairs to the decompression rooms. No more puzzles. No more. As soon as we were all inside, the process began. Through my helmet, I could hear the soft hiss of air being sucked out of the room. We stood there for several minutes waiting for the process to finish. At last, it did. We heard the door begin to open. Beyond that was another decompression chamber. We repeated the process 2 more times before we reached the final door and opened it. Till we were finally outside. The dead, bleak landscape wasn't a surprise for me. I'd seen it before in another timeline. The others hadn't, however, and although I couldn't see their faces through the visor of their helmets, I heard more than a few gasps over the radio. For a few long moments we stood there, astonished.
Where the hell are we?
The desert, I guess?
I figured that out. I mean, which one?
I don't know, but I think I know what day it is. Look at the moon. It's red, right? That means today's the total lunar eclipse.
So?
Remember the astronomy magazine in the lounge? Well,
Oh,
the next
yes.
eclipse like this was going to be on December 31st, 2028. So...
Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. Are you suggesting we were sleeping for a week after we were abducted?
I think so.
Seems about right. Wherever we must have been far away from any city, the air was cleaner than I'd ever seen it. Clearer than I'd ever seen it, and the stars, the sky was full of them. More stars than I'd ever seen in my life. I couldn't even spot the hazy arm of the Milky Way, but the most striking feature was the moon. It was blood red and massive, much bigger, in fact, than I remember it being. Then, as I watched, a black spot began to move across its surface. It was hard to see details, but it looked circular. The spot continued to move across the moon, headed for the right edge.
The moon. Well, the moon's shadow, actually.
Moon's shadow? I frowned. That didn't make any sense.
Zero told me to stay quiet. I think he was worried I'd spill the beans on his operation. He said if I didn't toe the line, he wouldn't just kill me. He'd kill Quark, too.
That's
And
nice.
I agreed, like an idiot, and brought Quark with me. Just so I could see her. Such an idiot. So, that being the case, might as well start with this. I meant what I said before. That up there is the moon's shadow.
What the hell are
Think
you
about
saying?
If that's the moon's shadow, then what's it falling on?
That's Earth?
Right. Yeah,
It's
we're
not
on the
red
moon.
you get from a lunar eclipse. And again, this isn't a lunar eclipse. It's a solar eclipse. Anybody in the black spot down there is looking up at the moon, covering the sun.
What? We actually have one of these coming in August, and it's going to cross, like, right over us, which is pretty exciting. No way! If that's the Earth, then where the hell are we?
The moon, of course.
We're on the moon!
This is the lunar surface. We were just inside a moon base. No
And these
way.
are spacesuits.
No, you've got to be lying. How do you expect us to believe that? This can't be the moon.
Yeah, that's pretty ridiculous. Besides, if this was the moon, how do you explain the gravity? The moon only has 1/6 of the Earth's gravity. So what's this?
You picked up a rock and dropped it.
See? That looked perfectly normal.
Yes, it looked that way.
Luna?
You were right about the gravity in a way. I was one of the people who knew this wasn't Earth. Well, I suppose I'm not people, if we're being honest, but...
Excuse me? What?
Please
Yeah,
just
they don't
listen.
know.
Alice, you were infected with Radical 6. Then we gave you the Excelavir, which cured you. The Radical 6 isn't completely gone, though. Some of its symptoms stick around for a while.
What symptoms?
Well, Radical 6 can slow down your brain's processing speed by the root of 1/6. It can take a while for your brain to get back up to speed. Every one of us has been infected. In other words, all of our brains have been processing information at a much lower speed. If you evaluated the root of 1/6, you'll get a number close to 0.408. That means our brains are running at something slightly less than half speed. As you said before,
The moon's gravity is about 1/6 that of Earth's. The time that it takes for an object to fall is inversely proportional to the square root of the gravitational acceleration. Since the gravity is
All right,
lower on the
robot.
moon, that means the time increases. I guess that's a little technical. Let me give you an example. Say you drop an apple from a height of 4.9 meters.
Math
It will take
time.
approximately 1 second to hit the ground.
Or physics, really.
On the moon, however, that time would be 1 second times root 6, which would be approximately 2.45 seconds. I used 4.9 meters because it matches up with the acceleration of gravity nicely, but it could be anything. The gravity constant is, well, a constant. You could drop something from 10 centimeters or 10 meters and it would be the same. Does that make sense? So now we've established that on the moon, things fall root 6 times slower than they do on Earth. That being the case, what would happen if someone's brain slowed down by root 1/6? To them, 2.45 seconds would feel like 1 second. 4.9 seconds would feel like 2. But it's not hypothetical. That's what's been happening to every one of us.
Gotcha.
Wait, you're saying that's the reason we didn't notice the weaker gravity? Are you sure you didn't notice anything? Think back. Huh? You and Sigmund Phi said something about it in the lounge. About how you felt weird.
Yeah, we were always feeling
Kind of
weird.
like my body isn't really mine.
Dude, true! Long time no see! How have you been? I'm here now. I guess. That was a grand entrance. Or just at the very end of this game.
Floating.
Well, towards the end. I really don't know how far into the end we are, but we're at the end. Seems insane, but what Luna said made sense. In fact, if it explained Phi's apparent subhuman strength quite well. I'm just fine too. Thank you very much for asking. Watching her parkour. Ja.
Wait, this is crazy. That can't possibly be Earth out there. Look at it. I've seen photos of Earth, and it's blue and green and beautiful. That thing is just red.
Before we get into that, I should probably
Oh god.
tell you something.
And the bad music kicks
This
on. That's
is
always a
New
good start.
Year's Eve in 2028. Today is January 27th.
In 29?
No.
Yeah, longer than that.
Don't tell me. 30?
Still no.
Then just what year is this?
It's 74.
It's 2074 and we thought it was 2028. God. No. That's insane. That would mean we were abducted more than 45 years ago.
Believe me. But it's the truth.
How can you be sure?
It's not that hard. Quark and I left Earth on January 23rd, 2074. Solar eclipses are easy to predict. We've known that's just science. Nobody can change that.
But why is the Earth red?
That's a long story. About 45 years ago, on April 13th, 2029, there were 18 annihilation reactors operating in various parts of the world. On the 13th, all 18 of them went up. All at the same time.
So the whole world got
The
nuked?
explosion was about 180,000 times as powerful as the atom bomb they dropped on Hiroshima.
Damn. I like your little guy. He makes me happy.
I suppose it
Why?
started a few months before that. The government had a test site for a future
Yeah.
Mars mission out in the middle of Nevada. On December 31st, 2028, there was an accident. Well, accident doesn't quite convey the right sense of the thing.
It's the planet's
Point is,
atmosphere that
Radical
tricked us.
6 claimed its first victims there. Didn't take long for it to spread to the rest of the world.
Okay.
Like Luna explained, the virus slows your brain down, but eventually, it also makes you kill yourself. Pretty soon, the bodies started to pile up. Some people would take a dive off a building or shoot themselves in the head. You know, the classics. But for some, it was poison or fire or asphyxiation or the noose. Plenty of people jumped in front of trains or cars. One pilot on a passenger airline drove his plane into the ground. Most forms of transportation ground to a halt pretty fast. That meant food couldn't get distributed, and thousands of people who weren't even infected died from starvation. Everywhere you went, there were just
no
piles
joke.
of corpses, covered in flies and rats and crows. I don't know what hell's like, but I imagine it's a lot like that.
Everybody in the world just started killing themselves off.
After a while, people who managed to avoid getting infected started trying to get in touch with one another. They got a hold of some radios and organized a couple meetings.
So this is like what would happen with the zombie apocalypse.
One thing to discuss, of course. How could they get rid of Radical 6? The answer, they decided, was purification. They figured they could just roast the surface of the Earth and that'd kill the virus off for good. On April 13th in 2029, they put their plan into effect. That plan was to detonate all 18 annihilation reactors.
They tried to nuke the world to get rid of the virus.
Now the truth is, that's mostly just rumor. Nobody really knows what happened, but I've got my own theories. I think that the bombers had already been infected, and when they died, they took billions with them. The ultimate
that would
if
make
I die,
sense.
you're coming with me gesture, I suppose. I'd bet you money they'd all lost it long before they got to the reactors. Killing most of the world, no matter how bad things had gotten, was not a sane plan.
Really? Finally? How many coins did you get?
Even if it wasn't directly responsible, Radical 6 killed most of the people on Earth. Anyway,
Wow.
why it happened isn't that important. Point is, it happened.
And the really super dramatic music is on.
Well, that's basically what we got. The explosions threw a ton of crap up into the stratosphere, where it joined up with smoke and ash from all the fires. It blotted out the sun for 7 years.
It didn't have sun for 7
Plants
years.
withered and animals died by the millions. The few humans who were left banded together to survive. They were rough times. Eventually they were over, though. The sky cleared and the sun came back. Plants started blooming again, and the animals that hadn't died out completely began to reappear. Things weren't quite back to normal, though. It's been 45 years now, but there's still quite a bit of dust and ash in the air. That's what you're seeing. You know why a sunset's red? Well, this is the same thing. Blue and green light have short wavelengths, and they scatter when they run into debris in the air. Red light, on the other hand, has a longer wavelength.
Yeah, science!
It'll get a lot farther
Science,
when the air's
true.
dirty. So there you are. The Earth looks red because that's the only color of light that can make it through the atmosphere.
I was speechless. What could I possibly say? There was no reason for Tenmyoji to lie to us. So we were standing on the moon, looking at the Earth. It was 2074, but why were we there? Why were we then? I was so lost and thought I barely noticed Phi approaching.
Hey, Sigma. I think I figured something out.
A window popped up in the inside of my helmet with Whisper in the corner. She seemed to be using a circuit only we could hear. Yeah, what is
Figured
it?
out why there's an extra E.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
graffiti.
The one on floor B. I think it's an anagram. Just like on floor A.
What's Anna say this time?
God damn it, Sigma. Knock it off! Memento mori if the ninth lion ate the sun. If you rearrange the letters, you get the man on the moon rules the infinite time. See?
How did you pull that off?
You need 6 E's to get that. So they stuck an extra one in ninth.
It's me, Mento! The man on the moon rules the infinite time?
I think it's a message for us from Zero Senior and Akane. Remember what she was telling us?
We create to trap.
So, what are you getting at?
My God, you're slow. You don't get it? They're saying we rule the infinite time. Infinite time. They weren't just talking about having us jump a couple hours. I think they're planning to send us back.
Way back.
Way back.
So is this what the next game is? Wait a minute, are you saying that you think you're gonna send us back 45 years?
I'd bet on it.
So the ultimate purpose of the AB project is to send us back in time to that catastrophe Tenmyoji was just talking about. That doesn't make sense, though. I mean, we came from the same time period before it actually... So why bring us here and then send us back?
Well, Akane should be able to tell us the rest. Let's go pay her a visit.
You know where she is?
I've got an idea. Come on, think. Remember what she said when she gave you the key?
Tufui Ego.
The grave! Oh yeah, the one in the garden.
Well, come on, what are you waiting? Let's go.
Turned and ran back into the pressure exchange chamber, the others following close behind.
What are you doing? Did you forget something?
We're going to have to talk with somebody.
Who?
You really needed me to spell it out? The person behind all of this.
I'll
What?
take that as a yes. Let me accompany you then.
Wait, why do you know about Akane?
I'll tell you when we get there. Now, if you please. I'm coming with you. You folks just said the magic word.
Yep.
I'm going too then. So am I.
And then here comes Clover, right.
Is this Akane you're talking about?
Yeah, you know her real well.
Wait.
Yep.
You're serious? What the hell is going on?
Oh, shut up! Just shut up and come on if you want to. We don't need to do roll call. Once we get there, Akane will explain everything. With that, we headed back to the airlocks. Ba-doo. We wait in the darkness. I love how it actually makes us like walk all the way back through here.
Ah, clever. The number 9 door on floor A is shut forever once the game ends. Assuming Zero Jr. was telling the truth, of course, but the door on floor B...
Yeah, thought we might be able to take the lift to it. And it looks like I was right.
Any idea where Akane might be?
Yeah, the grave.
You mean the grave in the garden?
Yeah, don't worry. I don't think she's buried there or anything. Chances are she's alive, just in the grave. Anyway, let's move. That sounds real positive. I forgot all about that grave, dude.
Is Akane really under here?
Think so.
What should we do? Are we gonna dig her out?
No, I don't think we'll have to do anything like that. Yeah, I think it's a staircase. See the hole in the grave? Insert rod A into slot B. I pulled the key off my ankle and fitted it into the hole. Twisted it to the right until I heard something unlock. Quiet grinding, the grave began to shift. Yep. Nope. Treatment pod.
What is this?
Not a staircase.
It doesn't look like a coffin.
Yeah, it's a treatment pod.
Oh my god.
It is, isn't it?
Huh. The glass on the cover had frosted over, making it opaque. We couldn't see who or what it was.
Let's see what's inside.
She grabbed a hold of the lever on the side of the pod.
No good. I think it's locked.
Treatment pod. TP00.
Huh.
Stage 1.
We're about to have
defrosting
fun.
Complete. Stage 2 will be complete in 10 minutes. Once stage 2 is complete, the lock will automatically disengage.
Right. Cold
What?
sleep. These pods can put people into cold sleep. It uses something called CAS to freeze human bodies without destroying their cells.
Ms. Akane's like an ice cube?
I think
And
so.
we gotta wait till she melts?
Yeah.
So how about you tell us your story while we wait, Kay? Specifically, why do you know Akane?
I remembered.
What do you remember?
Everything. I was born and raised in this facility. It's called Rhizome 9. A rhizome is an underground plant stem that spreads by sending out roots.
So Kay has been a robot on the moon the whole time.
Doesn't it? This facility is a little like a rhizome. Supposedly, that's why they call these installations that. The number comes from the facility's number. There are 54 rhizomes on the moon, and this is the 9th one. Well, I suppose the other ones don't really matter to you, do they? In any event, I grew up here with Akane and Zero Senior. I watched them create the AB project.
Huh.
The AB project?
Yes. Its purpose is to send Phi and Sigma, or their consciousnesses at least, to the past.
Back 45 years, right?
So you want us to change
So they're trying
history,
to send us
huh?
back in time to save humanity.
Go back and keep Radical 6 from getting out, and stop the reactors from exploding. That's our mission?
Well, not exactly.
What do you mean?
It's true that the ultimate goal of the project is to keep Radical 6 from spreading to the general population. But even if you do make it back, you won't be able to do much. By now, it's already too late.
Too late?
What do you
mean? Let me begin at the beginning. You might be thinking that Zero Senior and Akane were the ones who created all this, but that's not entirely correct.
What? I guess I'll probably be about the same then.
They only followed the histories they'd already seen. It was
It's not a bad first run. Yeah.
Nothing less than the future of mankind is at stake. We need the two of you to jump through timelines while maintaining your memories. That is why you had to play the AB game, and why the chromatic doors were necessary. By forcing multiple options, you could make numerous jumps. We speculated that jumping more would strengthen your memories. The puzzles were also there for a purpose. Some theories hold that a moment of insight when you solve a puzzle strengthens your connection to the fourth dimension.
That's why there was all the puzzles?
That was the reason for the puzzles.
Y'all are assholes.
Your infection with Radical 6 was also a vital part of our plan. By slowing down your brain's processing speed, we can store your potential. With that energy stored up, we just had to provide a life-or-death situation to launch your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Like a bullet from a slingshot.
Wait, hold on just a minute here. You keep talking about Sigma and Phi, but what about the rest of us? Why did you bring us here?
That's simple. In earlier histories, you were all here in Rhizome 9. We needed you here to accurately replicate those histories. Although I suppose that's probably not a good enough explanation for you. In a sense, though, it is the truth. Our primary goal was to replicate history. The rest is... Yes, I suppose I should explain. Very well. I will try and do so in a way you can understand.
Oh, thank you. How kind.
First, Alice and Clover. They were abducted 45 years and 1 month ago, on December 22nd, 2028. Yep. The location is Earth, of course. More specifically, Los Angeles, California. Correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being kidnapped, your bodies were sent to a facility under Akane's direction. You were placed in treatment pods and immediately put into cold sleep. 4 months later, you arrived at this facility. The date you finally arrived was April 14th, 2029. Your trip from Earth to this facility was aboard a spaceship powered by an annihilation engine.
You like flew on a spaceship and everything, man, and don't remember a damn thing.
Your pods were placed in long-term storage. Does that make sense?
Are you telling me we were sleeping in those pods here for 45 years?
Yes, in preparation for this day.
But why? What do you need us for?
You are an Esper, aren't you, Clover? I mean that you are able to access the fourth dimension. Am I wrong?
Did Akane tell you?
In a manner of speaking. As I've already explained, the purpose of this project is to send Sigma and Phi's consciousnesses to the past. Espers are able to sort of resonate with one another, which can amplify their power. You understand? This is why we brought you here, Clover.
What about me?
We needed your help, Alice, to deactivate Dio's bombs.
Well, she didn't do crap with Dio's bombs. I deactivated those.
I didn't do anything.
But you did. In another history, you were able to perform a prime decomposition on the 25-digit integer that Dio left behind. Only you could do that sort of thing. Because of your feat of mathematics, we were about to determine that Dio had planted the bombs. Then we were able to question him and get the password for the number 31. Finally, we used that information to stop the bomb in this time.
Alrighty then.
Without your help, Alice, we would have been reduced to nothing more than so much space dust. This history exists because of your presence. Now, let me explain why we needed Tenmyoji and Quark. Tenmyoji is simple. We needed you for the same reason we needed Clover. You are able to access the fourth dimension. Almost half a century ago, you used that ability to save a young girl, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
We needed you to resonate with Sigma and Phi, so we brought you here. All it took was a messenger.
Do you want to see Akane? If you do, come with me. I was a fool and fell for it.
And you brought Quark with you. In fact, you insisted that he come.
Yeah, I know. I guess you were worried about leaving me alone, huh? He kept saying he couldn't run off to the moon and leave me behind.
I'm sorry, Quark. If I hadn't been so stupid and selfish, none of this would have happened to you. I never thought this would happen. Can you ever forgive me?
Oh, don't worry about it. I mean, I agreed to come with you. I thought the moon would be way more interesting than boring old Earth. What kid would turn that down?
We didn't see the messenger after we got on the ship. It was on autopilot. As soon as we got in, I headed straight for the moon. During the trip, Zero told me to keep quiet once we got there. I don't remember anything after we landed.
Then there was a bunch of that white smoke, and we passed out, and when I woke up, I was in the AB room.
Now, Dio. His real name is Left, and he's the leader of a terrorist organization called the Myrmidons. He was ordered to come here. The Myrmidons are under the control of an organization called Free the Soul, which is in turn controlled by a man known as Brother. It was Brother who orchestrated the release of Radical 6 into the general population 45 years ago. Do you remember what Phi mentioned earlier? The ultimate purpose of the AB project is to change history and keep Radical 6 from being released. If we succeed, that would be bad for Brother and his organization. Our success would prevent them from creating the ideal world they're working toward. That is why Brother sent Left, his trusted lieutenant, to this facility. They needed to stop the AB project. So, Dio was given two tasks. The first was to eliminate Akane, the architect of the AB project. The second was to join the AB game. So it wasn't just anybody,
he was sent to kill her.
If Dio won the game, the AB project would not be completed. At least, not in that timeline. In other words, in that world, the project would have been stopped. If things didn't go as planned, Dio was given a contingency plan. If you cannot murder Akane and win the game,
then blow the whole thing up.
Rhizome 9. Hence, the bombs.
Can I ask you something?
Perhaps.
How did Brother know about the AB project?
He was also an Esper. We can set Brother aside for now, though. May I proceed?
No one objected. We were all curious.
Excellent. That explains everyone, save two, Luna and myself. Sigma and Phi already know the truth about Luna. I don't believe I should reveal any more, however. I think it would be more appropriate if you could ask Luna yourselves at a later time. Would that be all right with you, Luna?
Yes, that's okay.
As for me, as I said before, I was born and raised here. The rest of you were brought to this facility, but I've never left. That makes me someone close to Zero Senior and Akane.
Hey, I've been wondering, who is Zero Senior?
You've already met him, Sigma, in another timeline.
Did we? Yeah, well, I saw a hologram. Oh yeah, that guy. Still don't know who he is.
Stage 2 TP.
Fucking.
It looks like it's finished. Shall we open the pod?
Yeah, dude. Just watch, it's not gonna be Akane, is it? All of us gathered around the pod. The glass was still covered with frost, hiding the contents.
Okay, let's get started then. Ready?
Phi laid her hand on the lever and looked around at us. I swallowed. Oh my.
All right, here we go. 3,
2,
1.
Yep, it's Sigma. Called it. Suddenly, my head was full of memories from other timelines. I'd seen something like this before. The warehouse of floor B in front of the white door. Kay was laying in front of me. I grabbed his mask and saw my own face. I'd never figured out who he really was, why there was a man with my face underneath Kay's armor. It didn't make sense. After I'd seen him, I was injected with tuberculine, and that was the end of that. But wait, if the person in the pod was the same person I'd seen on the floor of the warehouse, who's wearing Kay's armor?
You finally noticed. Didn't I tell you? You won't be alone. I will be at your side, watching over you.
Wait, no. Oh
Yes,
my god.
I am.
This whole time? No. Oh, shit. That's fucking nuts.
It's you, June. I mean, Akane, from... But you're old.
Yes.
Well, yeah, she's 45 years older.
I haven't spoken to you in a very long time, Clover. Or you, Junpei.
Junpei?
I knew it was Junpei.
Akane.
I knew Tenmyoji was Junpei.
Long time no see.
I could barely hear what they were saying. My mind was still reeling. Felt like all in the air had been knocked out of me, and it was all I could do not to collapse right then and there.
When? How long?
Do you remember when the two of you saved me in the warehouse? Once you saved me, you went back to your future. Well, your minds did at least. I carried your bodies to the third AB room, and then took Dio's to the fifth.
So really accomplished by that.
After that, I went into the first room and borrowed Kay's armor.
So by the time you and Clover came out, you'd already...
Yes.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. Dio killed you, and then Luna took your body to the 6th room. You couldn't have been in Kay's armor.
It was me. In this timeline, at least. In this one, I wasn't murdered by Dio. You two saved me. It's just like Schrodinger's cat. Your actions in the future decided who would be inside the armor in the past.
What? That's nuts.
Alright, what about the other history? The one where you weren't saved. What happens then? Who's wearing the armor?
That's quite simple. The man in front of you.
Yeah.
Him?
That's correct. Whenever I'm not in the armor, he is.
What about the memory loss?
For my part, I confess that I lied. He, on the other hand, was telling the truth. Large doses of soporil can cause memory loss. I gave him
a rather large
dose.
So, who is he?
You've never seen him before?
No.
What about the rest of you?
No.
I have no idea who he is.
I've never seen him before.
Me either.
Total stranger.
Hey, come on. What are you guys saying? Right here. Same face.
Huh?
Huh?
Are you all right, Mr. Sigma? Did you hit your head or something?
Huh? Well, it didn't make any sense. Why didn't they recognize me?
Sigma, your consciousness can jump through time. You can inhabit your body in the past or in the future.
What does
Don't
that mean?
you get it? You've jumped to the future from 45 years ago.
I looked around frantically. Yeah, oh, okay. I ran and threw myself down onto my knees, crawling on all fours. I approached the edge. My heart was hammering inside my chest. A cold sweat trickled down my spine. Calm down, damn it. I struggled to take a deep breath. Then slowly I peered into the pond, looking for my reflection, and yep. Awesome. This face.
It's your face, Dr. Sigma Climb. Although, to the you that's behind it now, it's your face 45 years from now.
That's awesome.
Zero. The mastermind of the AB project.
And we were Zero the entire time.
Is you.
That's not possible.
No,
That's bullshit.
It's the truth. Fighting it isn't going to do you any good. Please, Doctor.
I'm not a doctor.
You will be a pioneer in the field of genetic engineering.
You're
No,
lying. Wow, we are Zero.
You created him. Well, I suppose I should say you are going to create him. His name is Kyle Klein, your clone. That is why he looks just like a younger version of yourself. 23 years ago, in the biolab here in Rhizome 9, you created Kyle. Well, I suppose for you, that's still in the future. When I said I was born and raised here, I was still pretending to be him. The gravity here is only 1/6 of Earth's. If nothing was done, the reduced gravity would cause his bones to be weaker than normal human ones. But you prepared for that. You gave him that armor ever since he was born.
Wow,
He's lived inside of it. It kept his muscles and bones strong. He wasn't forced into it for the nonary game. He's been wearing it every day, all his life.
Gotcha. But why would future me create a clone?
He was to be your spare. If something happened to you before the project began, he would take your place.
I know. This is crazy. I love it.
I mentioned before that the AB projects A and B stood for after and before. That isn't all they mean, though. The A also means anima, and the B means body. Anima is another word for the soul, or the consciousness. Body is, well, exactly what it says on the tin. The past consciousness will go into the future body, and the future consciousness will go into the past body. They switch. That was the chief goal of the project.
Wait, so the future person goes into the past
Sigma,
person?
Do you remember the note you found in the garden?
You mean this, right?
Yes. Ah, of course, it was you who investigated the garden in this timeline.
Yeah.
Sigma, take a good look at this. It's an illustration of the time jumps your consciousness is making.
Huh.
A is where everything began. December 25th, 2028. You inhaled the white smoke in your car and lost consciousness. From there, you jumped to B. January 25th, 2074. You woke up in one of the AB rooms in Rhizome 9. You are in your own body, but it is 67 years old. Your consciousness has jumped 45 years into the future. I believe that may explain why you didn't notice the reduced lunar gravity. The body you woke up in was much older. Normally, you would have noticed that your muscles were much weaker. In this case, however, the lower gravity balanced that out.
Right.
Moving on. If you continue along this line, what happens next? You reach C, which is January 27th, 2074. That is today.
Whoa. Wait, what do you mean? Are you saying it's been 2 days since we woke up?
36 hours to be exact. Have you already forgotten? You were all infected with Radical 6. The virus slowed your brain down, so yes, 36 hours of real time have passed. But to you, it only seemed like 14 hours and 40 minutes. Now comes the important part. After this, your consciousness will return to the past. It will re-emerge at point D. April 13th, 2029. You will return to your younger body.
But that's the same day as the reactor explosions.
Yes. That you will return to the past, but the events you would want to prevent will have already happened. The story does not end there, however. The line continues. After reaching point D, you will eventually return to B. But this time, you won't be jumping through time, or at least not at a rate faster than normal. Your consciousness will spend 45 years inhabiting the same body until you reach point B.
I love how they actually like draw this out, try to explain everything.
Do you remember when B is Sigma?
January 25th, 2074, according to what you just told us 36
Correct.
hours ago.
That was when the consciousness of the 22-year-old Sigma jumped into the body of 67-year-old Sigma. So where did the older version of you go when you took his body?
Point A, December 25th, 2028, the day all of this started.
His consciousness will go back in time 45 years. For a period
Science
of
is
time,
so amazing.
he will inhabit your younger body. While your younger consciousness is elsewhere, he will be you in the past.
And I should have grabbed a snack. But once that body reaches point D, my 22-year-old consciousness will come back from point C.
That's correct. When that happens, the older version of you will be ejected from your younger body and return to your body at C.
So it's rotating.
Rotating. I suppose you could put it that way. But look at this illustration closely.
I
What
am.
if you take all these lines and untangle them? You get one single line. It may look complicated, but in truth, it's a single straight path, with one exception.
This line here at point E, right?
Exactly. Point E is December 31st, 2028, the day of the total eclipse.
The day Radical 6 got out to the test
Yes.
facility.
By now, you've likely figured it out on your own. The purpose of the AB project was to get the consciousness of the 67-year-old Sigma from point B to point A. If we can do that, we can change what happened 45 years ago.
So the old version of me will keep Radical 6 from getting out by jumping into my 22-year-old body on New Year's Eve on 2028?
That is why this line could not be interrupted. In order for the 67-year-old version of you to reach point B, we first have to go through point D. In order to get to point D, we must jump from point C. And for point C to happen, we had to recreate everything that happened in this facility. That is why we have faithfully retraced history up to this point, so that we might save humankind from destruction and undo the horrors of the last 45 years.
Well, alrighty then. There's a lot to take in. Hope everybody had a pen and some paper. Tell me one thing.
What is that?
You said that point C is January 27th, 2074, which is today. There's going to be a jump, and I'll jump to April 13th, 2029.
That's right.
But, look, I'm still old. When is this jump supposed to happen?
Very soon. Yes.
And what's that going to trigger
We
it?
need potential energy stored to send your consciousness into the fourth dimension. Fortunately, we now have plenty of that, thanks, ironically, to Radical 6. All that remains is to launch your consciousness, like a bullet from a slingshot.
And how do you propose to do that?
Didn't I tell you? A crisis. A moment balanced between life and death. That can jumpstart your brain.
What do you mean?
Haven't figured it out. I mean this.
Hey, she's gonna try and stab you. Dio's knife? No sooner were the words out of my mouth, or the crazy old lady was running up trying to stab me! Or stab Fi! Oh god! I screamed and leapt towards them. Akane was already in motion, the knife driving towards Fi's chest. I was almost there. When I regained consciousness, I was on the floor, where there was a dull pain in my chest. I felt for a cut, but something was in my way. It took me a moment to realize that it was Akane's body laying on top of me. I twisted my neck and looked around. Nearby was an old tombstone. On it was written a few words in Latin. Yeah, you are, I was. You are, I was. What I am, you will be. That... Wait a minute, was that actually it? Finale? The end? Did we do it? Ah! I love how it's just like 999 and it answers so many questions while leaving you with like 50 more. Holy crap. So I was freaking right about Tenmyoji like a while ago. Still more? Can we get through this then? Because that or I'm going to the bathroom. How is there still more? Holy crap. These games have the longest endings ever. He said go to the bathroom. Hold on. I just wish we could skip through. Anything? Keep going? Feel much better now. I mean, you know, I've only got that much left. Yeah, of course that was the Fi ending. I knew it. So there are like Fi ending and then true ending. Come on now. Bye, Pumbaa. Oh, it just dipped. This is gonna be going way back.
Today is April 13th, 2029. And this is the evening
And the
news.
world is ending.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry. I don't have any news to read. All of our station's reporters have passed after contracting Radical 6. So have my... Excuse me. Have managed to keep us on the air until now. But I'm out of tricks. It's time for me to sign off. This concludes our broadcast day. I pray that someday, our world can be cleansed of this horrible plague. Goodbye.
Yeah, so this is the plague going on. Oh, she shoots herself in the head. Right on the news there. That seems about right. For a moment, I just stared at the TV. The roar of the static seemed to fill the entire room until, with a click, it disappeared too. Power gone out? Heard footsteps behind me and turned around. And Zero-ish, the gas mask guy. Barely even call you Zero, you're just gas mask guy.
It looks like the first step was successful.
Huh. The fuck? You killed me! I guess technically you're going to kill me 45 years from now, but still!
Hey, no need to be rude about it. I didn't kill you. I hit you with the butt of the knife. You're fine.
I'm okay?
Yes, you and Phi needed to experience a state of crisis. That was the only way.
Me and
yes,
Phi?
I only told you about you, but we also needed Phi to jump.
We're in pods with a TV, okay?
Now, you know what happens next, right?
We go to the moon?
Correct. We will be leaving tomorrow, April 14th, 2029. We've nearly finished preparing your shuttle. Only a few last-minute checks and additions. You'll be traveling to Rhizome 9, along with 3 treatment pods.
Alice and Clover,
yes.
right? What about the third one? Who's in there?
We put her into
okay.
cold sleep 2 days ago. She appeared at our headquarters and volunteered to be frozen. That wasn't the Phi who jumped from point C, though. It was Phi before she jumped from point A to point D. In other words, she was following the same path you are, and she still is.
Then that just means that after you froze her, the point C version of her jumped back into her body.
Yes, the point C version of Phi is sleeping in that pod. She'll stay there for the next 45 years, sleeping in ice.
Then when she gets to point B, her consciousness will jump to point
Correct.
A, right? So that's why she didn't look old. So why didn't you just stick me in one of those pods?
We can't do that. You haven't figured it out? You have to spend the next 45 years working on the AB project. After arriving at Rhizome 9, you must master genetic engineering and artificial intelligence programming, among other disciplines. Otherwise, you will be unable to create Kyle, Luna, and Lagomorph. And, of course, you will need to develop the chromatic doors and the bracelets. You will also be the person who summons Tenmyoji and Quark. Once you've completed all the preparations,
we are all
the project
Sigma.
can actually begin. January 25th, 2074. You will defrost Phi and carry her to the 3rd AB room. Once you've done that, the 22-year-old version of you from point A will force you out. And you'll just go back 45 years to your own body on December 25th, 2028.
Not complicated at all. And then I change history? Do you really think I can help the virus from getting out?
You have to. If you don't, billions of people will die. Only you and Phi can save them.
What about you? Aren't you an Esper too?
I can't do anything on my own. If this is going to work, I'll need your help.
So what do I need to do? Like, what specific actions do I need to take? When Phi and I jump to point A, what are we going to do then?
You'll both enter the Mars mission test site.
And after that?
I don't know.
What?
I'm sorry. I really don't know anything about what happens in there. We don't know how the Radical 6 escaped. We don't even know why it was there in the first place.
Oh crap, then we're
That's
screwed.
why we need your help. You have the ability to jump through time and across parallel worlds. We need you to figure out what happened in that test facility. Things will be difficult. And I'm sure you will find yourself in a great deal of danger. But I believe the two of you can overcome any obstacle.
Wait, how do you know it's so dangerous?
The 67-year-old version of you told me what happened.
Oopsie daisy.
He wasn't able to stop the virus.
So I suppose you could say you told me after you failed.
What did I
The
say?
test facility is full of traps. There was one point. A woman's life was in danger. You risked yourself for her sake, and lost your arms and your right eye.
Gotcha. My arms and my right eye? The hell? Oh, that's awesome. Suddenly, a low rumble shook from the building. What was
Go
that?
have a look.
I moved slowly to the window and peered outside. Explosions. On the horizon, I could see a massive mushroom cloud climbing slowly over the sky. Would we really be able to change the course of history? That was the wrong way to look at it. It couldn't be a question. I had to change history. We could save the world. I'm gonna change history. I stared at the darkening skies above us and steeled myself. I would succeed. We will succeed! Up. End or beginning? End or beginning? Oh, so that was actually it. Woo! And so it all comes full circle. Or do I have to come down here now? Because now that's a question mark. Past her. I feel like now I need to come down here. Infirmary another time? Oh, okay. Nope. So now we jump.
Where?
I see you've finally woken up, Kyle.
Kyle?
Now I'm Kyle?
Yes.
Hi, Kyle!
Of course. You've only just woken up in this timeline. It's only natural for some of your memories to be missing.
I lurched upright, jumped off the bed, ran around to the other side of the partition. The mirror over the sink was covered with a film of dirt. I wiped it off with my sleeve, and my reflection stared back at me. Good thing I have a snack. I know. I'm starting to need a snack. There was no mistake. The reflection belonged to Kyle Klein.
So, I'm Dr. Klein? Zero Senior's clone?
What? How do you know that? Shouldn't you still be suffering from amnesia?
An excellent question. One I didn't quite know the answer to myself. I knew who Kyle Klein was. Another history, I'd been called K, and I had worn a suit of armor. I hadn't just worn the armor in that history, though. Apparently, he'd worn it his entire life. Kyle had been born and raised in this lunar installation, which seemed to be called Rhizome 9. Rather late in his life, Akane had appeared as a mother figure, and he had consequently grown very attached to her. I knew everything about him, but even though I knew it, I didn't feel it. Was I really Kyle Klein? Every time I looked in the mirror, I saw his face. Spitting image of Sigma Klein in his younger days. I looked down. Yeah, there's Dio. Still handcuffed. I turned back around to Luna.
What day is today?
January 27th, 2007.
Yeah, I figured we had to be getting close at this point.
Today is the last day of the AB project. Akane has explained everything in the garden. And she drew a knife and attacked Phi.
And we have this nice raspy voice.
How long have I been asleep?
About 5 hours in real time. For them, it would have seemed like a little more than 2 hours.
So they still haven't been treated for their Radical 6?
No, they've all been given the antiviral. It just takes a while to have an effect.
I see. So the consciousness of the younger Sigma has gone back into the past. It should have happened right after Akane attacked Phi, right?
Yes.
Why am I here?
The doctor carried you back here. You were in the pod in the garden.
So the person you call the doctor is Sigma Klein, as inhabited by
I love how they call him the doctor. You are not the doctor, sir.
Yes, but how do you know that?
Dio seems to have remained unconscious.
Yes, I've been administering Soparil whenever he gets restless.
What about the others?
They've all gone off to different areas. Tenmyoji and Quark, for instance.
Oh, right! Mr. Klein!
So the sleepyhead's finally up, huh?
What are you two doing here?
You don't know where we are?
This is the upper floor of the pressure exchange chamber. The real one.
Sorry, Pom.
Mm-hmm.
We were just about to get dressed and head out.
You plan to return then? To Earth, I mean.
Yeah.
Sigma told us where we could find the shuttle that brought us here. Well, guess he's not really the Sigma I knew anymore. He's Dr. Klein now, or Zero Senior, depending on how you look at it.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
Well, I'm just curious
why?
why you would choose to return to a devastated planet when you could stay here.
How's staying here gonna help? You aren't gonna say something idiotic about how we should wait here until Sigma changes the past, are you? You can't wait for something that's already happened. Grammar doesn't work that way. Hell, nature doesn't work that way. You following me? We've already lived through history. Sigma failed to keep the virus from getting out. About 45 years ago, Radical 6 created a pandemic, and the antimatter reactors blew up. That all happened. Whatever Sigma does in the past, history's not gonna change. In fact, it's because of what he did, or didn't do in the past, that we've got this past and present. Let me give you an example. Imagine a group of 100 motorcycles driving down an endless freeway.
Okay.
Eventually, they hit a junction. The road splits in two. One freeway continues off northwest, and the other stretches out to the northeast. So one guy, we'll call him S, pipes up. "Let's go northwest," he says. So they take the northwestern road. But about a mile past the intersection, something horrible happens. A semi driving the other way veers into their lane and plows through the bikers. 90 of them die. The surviving 10 are wounded, but survive. They don't stop, though. They keep riding down that highway, and eventually they'd gone 10,000 miles. Then suddenly, something happens that they couldn't have predicted. S, who had survived, suddenly has his consciousness thrown back in time. He ends up back in his own body.
This is all just
just
hypothetical,
before they
right?
reach the junction. He remembers everything. So what does S do? What anybody would do. Let's go northeast. That means all 100 of the bikers survive to reach their destination, happy and healthy. And they all live happily ever after. That's what you're thinking, right? It's a great outcome for the 100 bikers that went northeast. But what about the 10 that went northwest and survived the accident?
Huh? Wouldn't it be 9 people? I mean, S's mind went back in time, right?
Right. Okay, 9 people then. What happens to the reality they were living? Does it just disappear when S changes the past? It's not as if it was only bad things that happened during that 10,000-mile trip. Maybe one of them fell in love with a woman working at a gas station they stopped at and had a child. Maybe one of them picked up a homeless kid who joined them on their adventure. That 10,000-mile journey would be full of stories, friendships, farewells, romances. The loss of those 90 lives is horrible and unfortunate. But what would rewriting their history mean? The 9 who survived lived full lives. How can it be right to just erase all that?
Well, that's just
The survivors overcame their own misery
opinion
and
at that
loss,
point, I suppose.
and made the best they could of the hand they'd been dealt.
Their own moral.
Isn't that worth something? Isn't that the best thing that humans can aspire to? Is there really any point to a world where everything is happy? Are people who struggle for a better life just idiots? Being human is about fighting, even when it seems hopeless, and finding happiness, even in a world that hates it. Are you saying that's worthless? If you're saying rewriting the past will erase all these other timelines, then whatever God wrote those rules can Look, I'm just not going to accept that, all right? You get it?
If Sigma changes the past, then
Right,
you and Quark will never
right.
meet.
Is he right?
No, it's not going to happen. We're here right now. This is reality. Even if Sigma does change the past, we're not just going to disappear or something.
Oh, then that means we get to stay together? Good.
Thanks, kid.
I understand how you feel. Why you want to return to Earth is clear. You have lives there, I imagine. There are likely people waiting for you.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Have you already said goodbye to the others?
Bye, Luna, Alice, and Clover all saw us off. We told them we'd see them again someday, and then came here.
They were the only people you want to say goodbye to?
Well, no point saying anything to Dio.
Besides, he's asleep. You were asleep too.
Sorry, but we didn't really know much about you.
You have a point. A Akane was in the armor in this timeline, after all. What about Sigma?
Well, he's not really Mr. Sigma anymore.
Of course, he is Dr. Klein now that his consciousness has returned.
Yeah, but more importantly, he's the guy who brought us all here. Not a lot of warm feelings there, you know?
And Akane?
Well, you know Junpei, you should understand.
Never mind her. She's just like him. Not the Akane I knew. She must have seen some pretty awful things over the years. Hell, she might not even be human anymore.
Yeah, I don't know. Akane had something going on with her.
But the Akane Kurashiki I know, she's not anywhere.
She seemed off.
In the end, Clover and I were just pawns. Pawns to be used and then gotten rid of. Still, it's not like we're completely resentful. We had to be here to help change the past. That part's easy to understand, but...
Kinda sucks, though. I mean, Sigma and Phi have it easy. They get to go back to December 25th in 2028. They'll stop the Radical Six and save the world, and then they'll have a nice, normal future to look forward to. In other words, they get to go back to Point E and just enjoy history like it was supposed to happen.
But we don't. We're stuck with Point C as our starting point.
You told us about Tenmyoji's story, right? The one with the motorcycles? It would be like if Alice and I were kidnapped right before the intersection. Then whoever grabbed us takes us to wherever the bikers are going, 10,000 miles to the northwest.
Don't get us wrong.
Yeah.
We know why we had to be here. Without us, S's consciousness wouldn't have been able to go back to right before the intersection.
If that couldn't happen, then the fate of those 90 dead bikers would be sealed. But...
It's still not the best situation for those of us left in the Northwest. We're stuck in the reality where the 90 bikers died.
Are we just supposed to go live on Earth? It's a wasteland now. And what about our friends and families? We left a whole world behind 45 years ago.
Even if it is for the greater good?
It just doesn't seem fair, does it?
Yeah, it's a little bit much.
So we went and talked to the old lady.
She told us that there is one way.
One way we could get back to the past.
Let's say you do go back to the past. Wouldn't that cause your minds to get thrown back here? That seemed to be how Sigma and Phi's jumps worked, at least.
Yes, you're right.
But this is different.
Different? How so?
Yeah, how?
From what she said, it sounds like there's a way we can send our bodies back in time, too.
That's ridiculous.
How?
It would create a paradox. How could you have two Clovers and two Alices at the same time?
But that wouldn't happen.
Akane says there's a way around that.
How on earth does she plan to do that?
Schrodinger's
cat.
Again.
Oh, hey, Kyle.
Hi, Kyle.
Figured you'd come here eventually.
Can't help it, I have to do that.
Where's Dr. Klein? Luna said you were with him.
He said he was tired, so he's off resting right now. There's a bedroom at the end of the hallway. He's in there if you're curious. Oh, right. He told me to turn on this hologram projector thing when you showed up. Want me to start it?
Sure.
More
Glad
holograms.
to see you. There isn't anything in particular that I have to tell you. However, I imagine there are a great number of things weighing on your mind. I'd love to answer all your questions, but unfortunately, my circumstances make that an impossibility. I hope you can forgive me. Everything I know, Phi should also know. I have instructed her to
Why
answer
do we get
any
the
questions
ominous
anyone
music?
might have. Anyone other than Kyle, that is.
What?
What does he mean, other than Kyle?
Who knows? Is there anything you want to ask?
Oh, right, well, I guess I may as well cut to the chase. Just who are you, Phi?
I'm not Superman, that's for sure. And I'm not Batman or Spider-Man or Aquaman or a merman or a wolfman. I'm not
Well,
a
that's good.
Brahmin or common or ramen. I'm not a Cayman either, so you really don't need to worry about anything.
Please don't dodge the question. About 5 hours ago, Akane attacked you with a knife. That triggered something which sent your mind back to the past, correct?
Yeah.
Specifically, you were sent to Point D, April 13th, 2029. On that date, your body was already in Akane's custody. Although by then you were in cold sleep. You wouldn't have regained consciousness, but your mind was now inhabiting that body. That pod was your home for 45 years. You slept there, frozen, until the time was right. Then on January 25th, 2074, you were finally thawed out, even though you didn't wake up. Still unconscious, you were carried to the AB room. That was when your consciousness changed
Wasn't
bodies
Alice
again.
supposed to be frozen in 999?
A version of you from December 25th, 2028 arrived, pushing you out and sending you back to December 25th, 2028. This is when you finally woke up. In 2028, you found and joined forces with Sigma, whose older mind was inhabiting his younger body. Together, you attempted to infiltrate the Mars mission test facility. Unfortunately, your plan failed.
Oh, yeah.
The Radical Six did escape on New Year's Eve. That failure determined the path you followed. Instead of going along the line that branches out to the right from point E, you headed straight to point D. Point D being April 13th of the following year. That was the
Kyle
day
is
that
our
you made your way
clone.
to Akane's hideout and asked to be put into one of the treatment pods. Another consciousness enters your body around that time from the future. It is, of course, the version of you that left your body when Akane attacked you in the garden. This caused the two versions of you to swap places, and you moved 45 years into the future, where you woke up on the garden floor. That put you on the line that comes here. So if we discount the time you spent in cold sleep, for you only 3.5 months have passed since that happened. That being when you were sent back into the past from the garden. Have I missed anything?
No, everything you talked about you got right.
Well, what do you mean by that?
I'm kind of an unknown variable in this equation. You could think of me as a kind of X factor. It's taken me the last 3.5 months to understand it.
And I haven't understood anything in the last 3.5 seconds. Could you please explain?
It's kind of like the relationship between classical mechanics and modern physics. Strictly speaking, you can't combine velocities with v1 plus v2. v1 plus v2 divided by 1 plus v1 times v2 over c squared is the actual equation. Of course, the sort of velocities we encounter in day-to-day life don't come close to being c squared, which is the speed of light squared. That means that 1 plus v1 times v2 divided by c squared is usually going to evaluate to something pretty close to 1. Since that would mean dividing by 1, it's usually okay to just skip that step and use v1 plus v2. You see what I'm saying? In most situations it works, even if it isn't technically correct. So you knew enough to get the stuff you were talking about right. As long as you stick to that, you won't run into any problems.
I don't quite understand. In fact, I feel like you're dodging my questions.
So is that what you wanted to ask about?
No. What I really want to know is what happened between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028. You and Sigma infiltrated the Mars mission test site, didn't you?
Yes.
What happened there? How did Sigma lose his eye and both his arms? And why was Radical 6 in there in the first place? What could a deadly virus have to do with the simulated mission to space?
Sorry, but I can't tell you that.
Why?
Because it would change history. There is a history where the virus didn't escape. That's the line that goes to the right of point E. In that timeline, humanity isn't heading for annihilation, and Earth isn't red. The future is much brighter. But if I tell you what you're asking me right now, then that reality will disappear.
Got something to do with
You
him.
understand?
I don't. Why would all of that disappear if you told me what I want to know?
Because you're a big
You're
influence
about to go
in
back
it.
to the past, right?
The past? Don't be silly. I can't do that.
Then where the hell did you learn all this stuff? I just listened to you tell me a bunch of things you shouldn't have known about. You were sleeping in the pod in the garden. You just woke up. So how can you know all this? You know my past. Sigma's past.
Yeah, dude. What is up with you?
I shall give you your answer. You are not Kyle Climb.
Oh my god, so we're not Kyle.
Your body is Kyle's, but your consciousness is
Oh my god, make up your mind. Whose
Think
brain is in
about
whose body?
Do you really believe you are Kyle?
No!
Or could you be someone else in
I
time?
mean, maybe. Is this like a Junko thing
Then
again?
Where is the real Kyle's consciousness?
He was thrown out when you entered. Right now, in a manner of speaking, he has arrived at December 25th, 2028. His consciousness has gone into a body from that time. I doubt you know how much the Doctor loves Kyle. He raised him on his own. Kyle is irreplaceable. Do you really think he would go back to the past and leave Kyle behind here? I know what I told the others, that Kyle was Dr. Klime's spare, but that was not his only purpose. Kyle's consciousness is integral to what we are trying to accomplish. This new mission begins on Christmas and ends on New Year's Eve 2028. Its purpose will be to infiltrate the test facility and prevent the spread of the virus. For this to happen, Kyle is absolutely necessary.
You need to, like,
And
talk
that is
faster,
why
Vic.
he created him?
Yes.
Oh, I'm just a
So
question
now
mark.
that my consciousness has entered his body, the Doctor has achieved his objective. Kyle has gone back to 2028 to participate in his mission.
Correct.
There's one thing
cool.
that troubles me. Kyle was created before reaching point B from point D. That means his body did not exist on Christmas in 2028. Does that mean he has entered my body? Have we just switched places?
I suppose you could put it that way, yes.
That's ridiculous. What's going to happen to me? You telling me I have to spend the rest of my life here in this box, living in a borrowed body?
No, not at all. You can travel freely through time and space. You are an uncontrolled variable that entered our closed system. As such, the rules of this world do not apply to you.
I have no idea what...
Please don't try to play dumb. I know what you are. Surely you must know by now, too.
No!
You are about to go into the past and save the world.
I mean, yeah, unless I'm Sigma.
Phi and Sigma, even with all of his future knowledge, will need your help.
Oh no.
Only you can right the horrible wrongs of our past. Only you can save the world.
There's no way I...
Yes, there is. You have to. Don't you want to know the truth?
Well, now.
Don't you want to know what happened in between Christmas and New Year's Eve in 2028?
Well, yes, I do, but...
Then you must believe. Reality is shaped by what we believe reality should be. If observation can change the motion of a particle, then how is it odd to think that human thought can shape reality? Your will can change history. The world will be reshaped into the one you imagine.
Doesn't that make him like a god?
Remember what I've told you. Only you can change history. Only you can save the world.
Okay. Well, let me go get right on that. Alternative end? Now what? I don't see anything else. Was that the ending that I got for having all of the gold files? Was that that? And we're done! We did it! Oh, man. Yeah, that really wasn't as bad as I was thinking still. Wasn't no 5 hours. I'd blocked about it. Who the fuck is Kyle? I know, I'm telling you, you ever come back in on this game and you miss anything, it just like stops making sense altogether. Boomba! Boomba was here earlier. Boomba probably needs to go outside. Boomba is giving me the I need to go outside and you are being lazy look. Oh, was that right? You need to go potty? He just stared. He just stares at me. Boomba. Need to go outside and go potty? Go out? I think that's a yes. So, yeah, so that's pretty cool. So Zero Time Dilemmas at the test facility. That's actually really, really cool. And we will for sure be playing that. We will take a Nonary game break for Ultra Despair Girls that I actually think it starts Tuesday. I don't think it's Monday. Is this the 27th? Is it 26th or 27th? I don't really know. But I am excited. No, today's the 23rd. Close though. He's trying to jump through time. So right, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't have a fucking aneurysm. Yeah, we're gonna take a break from the Notary games. We're gonna go play Ultra Despair Girls for as long as I can ride that out or as fast as I get through it, because I want to play that game really super bad. Really super bad. But that's it. That is the true ending plus the alternate ending for collecting all of the gold files for having completed this on hard mode. Thank you so much for all of your patience, everybody. This has been a long and grueling journey, and we'll pick the insane puzzles back up with Zero Time Dilemma. Until then, I'm actually gonna go. We're gonna go make dinner. Gonna go take Pumbaa outside, and I will see you guys with a fun little surprise that's on the way for Ultra Despair Girls starting next week, either Monday or Tuesday, whenever that game actually comes out. So until then, thank you guys for everything, and I will see you later.